Hello everyone, welcome to the Scooch podcast, but a very special rendition of it where the annual Scoogies Awards, or alternate title, the annual Mashy Awards.
A very crazy episode.
Yeah, this one is crazy.
We're off the rails over here. Yeah, this definitely isn't boring, guys. Oof. Ooh.
Yeah, we're definitely interested at the topic at hand. We're going very much engaged.
We're going bonkers over here, mate.
We're so interested that maybe it rubs off on the viewers and they then become interested in the video as well, just because how interested we are at the topic at hand. Should I bring the levels up? Should I talk louder?
I'm going crazy!
Should I yell?
No, you're good. I think you're good at that level. I think think the decibels are loud enough.
Should I be like Deji Comedy Shorts Gamer?
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, no, definitely.
I guess that's like every British YouTuber. They just start off with a big entrance.
Yeah.
But this is, let's not be fakers. This is the chill podcast. This is three friends talking amongst each other.
Very chill.
What more do you want from us, man?
Yo, you sound like you were about to cry when you said that.
I am.
But of course,
when's the last?
We can't have the Mashy Awards without the Mashy himself, J-Mash 97.
Yo.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's here. Noah, Joseph, Darius.
What's up?
However you want to call us. And yeah, we're gonna the Mashy Awards is us. We're gonna delve into the best of 2020. Hopefully, this will be an annual thing. If we can all get together and we could discuss our favorite film, our top picks of film, TV shows, music, which will just be Darius and I, and video games. So all the media you could think of, we're going to have our top picks of 2020. And I don't know how you guys want to do it after we say our top picks. Should we have like a collaborative effort where we all have like an agreement of what is the best, or do you just want to kind of keep it all separated?
Probably just keep it separate.
Wait, what do you mean?
I mean, we can of course we can have like discussion, but I don't know. I feel like we won't really like come to an agreement on things, especially since our taste and stuff really varies sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like some of our picks will be intertwined, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, potentially.
We'll have some of the same. Yeah, okay.
And some of our picks obviously will be kind of obvious.
Ooh, obvious is obvious. The floor seems to be made out of floor.
Yeah.
Anyway,
exactly.
who wants to go first?
I guess this J-Mash's list probably is going to be kind of longer. So it should probably be more of me and you going first.
Short to longest, like J-Mash is the big reveal. I mean, this is called the Mashy Awards.
Exactly.
Like the big reveal will be at the end.
Exactly.
So I guess it's out of us to decide. I want to hear yours first, because Darius is kind of a not newcomer, but he just recently started to get more into films for the podcast, and I'm interested to hear his top picks from 2020.
Are you gonna put like the time codes for each of us?
Yeah, Joseph.
Okay,
remember the time codes for each of us.
Anyway, so Darius. And of course, if he doesn't have one, he could go into whatever film that he watched. It doesn't have to be from 2020. But Darius, proceed with your list.
Darius,
I'm sure everyone
Yeah, no.
is interested.
All right, no, these stuff are from 2020. Of course, when it came to the best movie of 2020, there wasn't much to choose from because I wasn't going out to watch stuff. It was there was only a handful of
streaming
stuff.
services.
There was only a handful of stuff I watched from 2020, which was The Invisible Man, Wonder Woman 1984, Project Power, and The Babysitter Killer Queen, which isn't a handful of things.
So basically, all the stuff you watch for Scooge.
Yeah. Yeah. So if I had to choose the best of 2020 out of that, it would probably be The Invisible Man.
I was about to say that's the only good one.
It'd probably be The Invisible Man, to be fair. But if I was like choosing based purely off of entertainment, probably The Babysitter. But you know, objectively, it's The Invisible Man. For video games, best video game, kind of the same thing. The only two games of 2020 that I've played are Persona 5 Royale and the Final Fantasy 7 Remake. And out of those two, it's a good toss-up, but I'd have to go with the Final Fantasy 7 Remake. I am ready for Part 2 now, though, Square Enix, so hit me with the Part 2, please. Because, Jesus fucking Christ, I can't believe this game is coming out in parts. Best TV show. I've actually been getting into TV shows somewhat recently, but I haven't really like watched anything from 2020. Like early, like at the beginning of this year, I literally just watched Stranger Things. I just started The Umbrella Academy recently. But best TV show that came out in 2020 would probably be Close Enough for me. That's an obvious choice. An obvious choice.
I assume that.
Best album or music or whatever that came out. There was a lot of stuff that came out, honestly speaking.
Yeah, there was a lot of music releases
this year.
So again, I feel like this choice is going to be obvious for me. It's a toss-up between two, actually. So it's a toss-up between I Disagree by Poppy, of course, and
I forgot that came out in 2020.
Came out in January of 2020.
Yeah, Darries doesn't forget anything about Poppy.
And Detroit 2 by Big Sean, which I've just heard recently. And it has a lot of bangers in there, to be fair. It's a toss-up between those two.
That was solid.
But yeah,
isn't Poppy supposed to come out with something soon?
She released a Christmas EP in December, which I was working on a review for, and I probably still am. Which I didn't think was that good.
Oh, okay.
I thought there was only one song that sounded complete from there.
Wow.
Yeah, all the other ones were just kind of
The biggest Poppy fan has some big critique going on here.
Exactly. But yeah, unless we have any more categories, that's basically my entire list.
Best plant you bought.
Best 2020. If I had a house, I'd 100% do something with that, because you know plants spruce up things.
There's a joke right there that could easily be made right there.
Wait, what?
Plants?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Oh, okay. Oh, alright. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because he's black?
Because I got dreads, Streamash?
God, y'all turning me. It was not a. Oh my God.
I mean, to be fair, Squirrels also looks like someone that gets high.
I guess. But anyway, I guess one thing we can add on is the best thing that happened to you in 2020.
Oh,
anything notable that was good?
I got another one after that.
Positive.
I finally got out of the stump that Scooter Tube was in, to be fair. Like, mate, when I say we were stagnant for years on Scooter Tube, we literally
it was like 2 or 3 years where it was like the same subscriber number.
Yeah, it was like around 360 or something for years, mate. and we finally like jumped up to like 400, almost 500 in 1 year.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good. You know, finally found like, you know, the road I want to go down. So, you know, pretty cool.
Yeah, I feel like you, I wouldn't say found your footing, but you found like a particular style that you homed in. And yeah,
I'd agree with that. Agree with that.
Yeah. Like there's like a definitive Scooter Tube type video now, whereas in the early days we're just throwing stuff at the wall and hoping something would stick. You know, we delved into, which I'm not saying that you would never do that again, but I feel like there's more of a definitive feel style to your videos now that is like uniquely yours. And yeah, I think you kind of hit something good. I like it.
Yeah, appreciates it. J-Mash, did you say you had something?
You say you had a joke.
No, I had another little category.
What?
Favorite video either you have done or you have seen, been a part of.
Oh.
So like favorite YouTube type thing. That is a solid one.
My favorite video.
You can't say episode 5 because you had nothing to do with that.
the best video I've done this year was probably my Persona 5 video. I really enjoyed that one, but I don't know. I don't know. For the amount of time that I've worked on that, it really backfired. Like, it didn't get like the love that it deserved. But I still enjoyed it. I still enjoyed the video. It was probably one of my favorite videos I've made so far in 2020 at least. Favorite video that I've seen or whatever.
The thing is with me, the majority like media that I consume is YouTube, so there's so many videos that have come and gone. I can't really pinpoint a particular video that really stood out for me.
All right, and so what about this then? Best new creator that you found in 2020 or whatever.
Okay, and that one's more fair.
For me,
that one's still a toss up. Yeah. It's still tough.
I'd say for me it's probably I'd say Beta 64 to be fair. I like his content a bit. Yeah.
I think, didn't you delve a little bit into that channel on the Scooter Talks?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good add-on that Joseph did think of. Yeah. So
claps for Jamie.
We have those 2 more. Woohoo! We love you, buddy.
Finally, I'm appreciated on this channel.
Finally gets love he deserves half a year later.
Yeah.
On the channel. I guess it's my go.
Well,
best film. I think that's enough. That's like 5 or 6, 7 categories.
We may can add some more categories. Like if this actually does turn into like an annual thing, we can probably add some more categories later down the road.
Yeah, we can make improvements to the show. This is just the pilot.
Yeah.
But best film for me of 2020 from 2020. I've seen all the films Darius listed because we did those for Scooge, and I'm in every Scooge video, so I've seen those, and I've seen like 1 or 2 extra ones from 2020. I didn't really watch that many films from the year 2020, but so my pick is The Devil All the Time. It's not a definitive choice because I'm sure if I saw other movies that I'm interested in from 2020 that would quickly change, but just from what I've seen, I thought The Devil All the Time was pretty solid. I liked it a lot. It being not to discredit something being a Netflix original, but I would gladly go to the cinema to have seen it. That's how much I liked it. Best TV show from 2020, and I think the only TV show I saw from 2020, The Mandalorian season 1-ish, 2-ish, you know, the last episode of season 1 came out near the new year, and of course season 2 came out in 2020. So The Mandalorian is my choice of 2020. Best game of 2020. I didn't play shit from this year. Did Rocket League come out on Epic Games Store in 2020? Does that count?
I'm not sure.
I personally wouldn't count it, but
I played a shit ton of Rocket League this year. I've had a lot of fun with it. It's been a lot of my content on Twitch while I stream has been Rocket League, so it's been a good filler in between my content creation where I don't feel like going all in, like placing all my eggs in one basket to create something I'm proud of. It's just kind of like filler content, but I'm still happy to stream Rocket League anytime. And it's one of those games I could just play with my buddy Darius and Joseph from time to time and just expect to have a good time. I just said you.
But you said buddy, you didn't say buddies.
I said, well, okay. You're just like a different entity. That's what I said. And the J-Mash, yeah.
The J-Mash.
Damn.
But like I played other games that weren't from 2020. I've finally gotten far into Dark Souls 3. I've been enjoying that a lot. Finally played the Switch. Been having a blast with that, revisiting the first Dark Souls, playing Breath of the Wild, the Mario Odyssey, the games I've missed out 4 years prior. I finally got to play them, and I think
haven't you played Neo 2?
No, I played Neo.
That came out in 2020.
Neo 2.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
No, just the first one. That came out like 3 years ago too.
Darn.
That's been a fun experience. I finally got a PC that can run games well, and I've just been having a blast with that. There's some other games, but that stick out to me. I think the Switch is a genius idea and pretty much like the future of gaming to my eyes, having these modern day game mechanics and graphics you can play portably. People are saying VR is the future of gaming, but I don't have any first-hand experience with that, so I can't say for sure if that's the future of gaming. But I feel like it's very inconvenient at this point, and there's a lot of money that has to be dipped into, like a lot of investment for the VR and a lot of space and time out of your day, whereas with the Switch you could turn it on. There's not like hardly any boot up time. You're just in, play the game. It's amazing. I really do feel like what Nintendo's doing with the portable market, which is a big majority of its market, like the 3DS sales are through the roof. Its biggest consumer is Japan, of course, and they're more keen on that mobile game aspect. And I'm not saying like mobile games inherently are the future, like the games you play on your phone I'm not a fan of. They're just time wasters. But I think the Switch really has done something amazing, and I feel like after this wave of PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, they're going to dip more into the portable market, and I'm surprised they haven't done well. PlayStation has with the Vita, and that was kind of a failure, but I wouldn't be surprised if they come back to it and try to revamp it to something where it could port actual games to it instead of having like specialized games for it. You know what I mean? Because that's what the PSP and the PS Vita had. They had specialized games that weren't like direct ports of the actual game like Switch is doing. So I think they should revamp their investment back into that. And Xbox has never done a portable thing, surprisingly. But But I wouldn't be surprised if that's like the next wave that we see besides VR. I'm interested to try VR. I don't know about you guys, but it just seems like too much of an investment and not really convenient. And there's not many titles as well. But yeah, that's just my little input on that. Best album. There's a lot of contenders for best album of 2020, and this was not easy. I've listened to a lot of music from 2020, a lot of great releases, a lot of big releases for 2020. Mm-hmm. It's crazy to think, Darius, that Eminem released 2 albums in 2020, which is not on my list. I think they're okay albums.
It's crazy to think Uzi finally came back in 2020.
Yeah, Uzi came back in 2020. Nav, just kidding. But anyway, for best albums, my contenders are After Hours by The Weeknd. I was surprised, okay?
I still haven't listened to that. Oh, man.
I was taken aback because I was never really a big fan of The Weeknd, but after I heard After Hours, he's got me intrigued. I'm liking Abel. This is a really good album. Got me liking The Weeknd more. I wouldn't say I'm fully on board with his style, but it certainly brought me closer to that point. Nectar by Joji. This is the actual only album I've physically purchased. I still haven't listened to that either. Part of my collection. I really enjoy it. It's a really good project. Definitely Joji's best work, and that's why it's one of those albums where every song is good, like listenable to the point where you don't have to skip it. It's good for multiple listens, but you know, I've heard it so much that there are a few select tracks that I go back to instead of the other ones. But I feel like if for a car ride, you can, you know, put it on loop for like 2 hours wherever you're going and enjoy it.
Yeah, no, Joji's definitely grown for the better.
Third option is Oliver Tree's album debut, Ugly is Beautiful. So if you're not familiar with Oliver Tree, he's like the new wave in punk, so to speak. It's like pop, punk, electro, kind of all morphed together beautifully. And he's been putting out music for like 5 years now, but it's just been singles and EPs at this point. And finally he has, you know, his album debut out, which he has like such a persona where he jokes a lot. He says that he quits music after this to pursue other things like filmmaking. He wants to be a director. With the character that he plays, I don't know how serious he is about it, but I was disappointed, you know, because there could be some truth to it. So if this is like the only last thing we get, I'm a little saddened by it. But the only thing that like knocked it down a point or two for me for this album was that it's tracks I've already heard before, and his label that he talks about wouldn't let him, I don't know how true it is, but wouldn't let him release the songs until the album was out. So I'm hearing songs from 2017, right, in a 2020 album, and that kind of brought it back for me because I've heard these songs before. They're old news, but the new tracks that I've heard from it are amazing. And when I first heard the album, I initially scored it like 9 out of 10. And I think it still stands like a 9 out of 10. It's one of the best albums of 2020, if not the best. Fourth contender, The Garden, Kiss My Super Bowl Ring. It's really... I've been following these guys for like 5 years as well. They're like traditional punk, right? It's very fast-paced. I've showed you a few songs, Darius, from The Garden. Really solid band, and this album, there's like 3 tracks that I love. Like, it's like I would put up there to my favorite songs, but the album as a whole is not on par with the other ones that I've listed. Like, some songs are total stinkers, like I don't like at all. But good band. If you haven't heard before, I'd recommend you listen to them. And yeah, that's it.
Have you listened to Code Orange before?
Which one?
Code Orange.
by
No, that's a band.
I thought that was a
no, that's a band.
Well, what's that guy's name?
Who?
Frank Ocean.
Oh.
I think one of his albums is called Orange or Project Orange or something like that.
Yeah,
no, I haven't.
You should definitely check them out. They're like progressive metal. They're pretty good.
What are they called? Project Orange?
Code Orange.
Oh, Code Orange?
Yeah.
I'll definitely check that out now that you say it. And what were the other two categories? Best thing that happened to me in 2020 and best YouTube work that I've done. Okay, so the best moment for me in 2020 was finally budgeting for being creative. Like, I've always had a creative bone in my body. All of my bones have been creative, teeth included. I've just never really, growing up, I've really never had the money to express my creativity besides, like, drawing on a sketch pad or what have you. But now I finally have the resources where I can develop my skills in editing and graphic design and filming and things like that. And I've finally developed my podcast that you're listening to now, which if you've known us from the beginning, which I doubt you have if you're subscribed to the channel, we've been wanting to podcast for a long time, and finally having my own podcast that has like legitimacy to it. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts. Actually making money from it has been just
and you haven't
it's been such a well, I mean, it's not much, but anyway, thanks for ruining my moment here.
You're welcome.
But yeah, just being able to be a content creator and put out stuff on YouTube and grow from that and express my creativity has really got me out of, like, I don't want to like call it a depression, but there were like depressive moments in my life where I feel like where I could put forth my energy into something creative has made me a significantly more happy person. Just because you have things that do keep you busy, like your day job and stuff like that, but things like that aren't particularly rewarding for me. But doing this YouTube thing, properly for the first time this year has been a dream come true in a sense, and I look forward to the future of it. That being said, what was the category? Like best video I've seen or best YouTube thing that I've done?
Wow,
my favorite video that I've done.
Oh, my bad.
Jeez, Darries.
The concept of Scooge is almost a year old now. I think we started talking about it in like February or March sometime. Yeah. The concept was developed in January, but I don't want to go too much into it because I'm gonna save that for like the 100 episode special or like a year later.
Well, we are
if that ever comes, yeah.
But yeah,
like Scooge, like a titlement of Scooge a year later where we reflect on.
Well, you already said a year later with the Joker.
And The Mandalorian season 1, yeah.
Oh yeah, but The Mandalorian season 1.
Anyway,
but yeah,
I don't know what you guys are talking about, but
yes, the best video you've done or seen, or both. I did both.
Probably just done or been a part of.
Yeah.
I'll try to do both if I could think of for best video I've seen.
Content creator like me.
Yeah. Best video that I've put out or been a part of. That's a tough one. I mean, I've sort of been proud for all the ambitions that I've done this year. Like I've said before, like putting out the Scooter Plays channel has been a blast. I like all the episodes from there. I think they're all quite comedic. For my personal channel, it's been cool to do music critiques, but nothing like groundbreaking, I would say, that I've put out for that one. That one's just kind of like
you hurt my feelings.
Not a side hustle, but like a What, you haven't been on my personal channel?
Yeah, I have.
I mean, yeah, calling out bitches, but
not
that was just kind of a which one?
Hang on, keep talking. I want to say
something about the Mash Father.
Yeah, I was talking about the Mash Father.
Oh yeah, the Mash.
That's what I was. I was thinking you were going to say the Mash Father. To be honest with you.
Well, for Joseph, I'll say the Mash Father.
Don't kiss my ass now. Don't worry about it now.
And for Darius, I'll say Scooter Tube out of context. That was my very first video that I put out.
No, mate, you should say your ASMR artist reviews.
Yeah, those are very recent, but yeah. I could see, I'm sort of proud of those. I put a pretty good amount of time in that. Also editing for Darius for his top 10 cartoons was really fun, and probably I think that's probably the thing I'm most proud of from this year, actually.
That one was really nice, to be fair.
So on personal channel, Match Father. On Scooge, what's my favorite episode from Scooge? Ooh, that's juicy. Probably the Wonder Woman 5. One I'm gonna put together.
I swear. I hate you. I freaking hate you, man.
No, Scooge has just been a blast every time. It's been quite a ride. It's kind of hard to like dial in what my favorite episode is from Scooge. I'd say the Invisible Man was pretty good. Like objectively, probably one of the best ones. If not, I really do enjoy the Coco one. That one was really good. I'll go with the Invisible Man. That's my favorite Scooge episode. And I have a little bit of nostalgia for the Godfather 3 really the Black Sheep, because that was our episode. There's 4 of them. Which one?
The first one? The Halloween special?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Christmas special.
I mean...
I
like... the Scooge Darks are good. But just for me, show. I think the episode 11, The Invisible Man, I don't know, it just felt like...
I don't know. When
I've played that back...
to rewatch them all.
When I've played that back, it felt like the most complete episode where all of us are talking equally, and just the mixing was good on that one in particular. I don't know. It's just a really solid episode. I like that one. I liked how it turned out. But yeah, the Scooge Dark, I'm quite proud of, like, interviewing people. I'm way out of my box, my circle, if you will, seeing what they're all about. Developed a friendship through Scooge Dark, but yeah, I don't know. Episode 11 just resonates with me for some reason.
Yeah.
What about you guys? That being said, what about you guys? What's your favorite episode of Scooge?
It's a toss between.
I can't.
Really. All right, so we found our stride as a trio in the Your Name episode, I'd say. So that one's definitely up there. And then
are we talking about like the main show?
No, it could be any video.
Whichever. Yeah, I just have a favorite video from Scooge.
But besides that, maybe The Babysitter was a good one as well.
Yeah, that one was good.
And I really enjoyed the Coco one, to be fair. I really like that one.
I like having
debates. I like having debates.
Yeah, it was an honest discussion.
Yeah.
Like the ones where it feels like we're not quite as stilted, like for example the Project Power or the Joker one, where we're kind of like not in our element. I feel like in episode 11 and 12 we were in our element.
Longest one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, not a Scooge video, but main
show.
Yeah, 12. Yeah, 12 is up there, Darius. I agree.
I don't know. I guess I'd probably go with The Wrestler.
That one was good. Yeah, that one was good.
Yeah, I have a soft nostalgia thing for early Scooge when it was just y'all two and me listening to it on Spotify when it came out.
Yeah, I mean, even Miss Scooge is not even a year old, but it does feel like a time capsule, if you will, if you go back to those, and it just feels like a different time, really. Yeah, but we've kind of honed in on that on the Mandalorian, but I guess the duo doesn't work because you know. But joking aside, I am really proud of those 2 Mandalorian reviews, and I wouldn't have it any other way. No. I like those.
I like them.
Yeah.
Now on to the special attraction. Oh wait, no, you still got one more left.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Oh my God.
Probably don't have one for it though, so probably justified in moving on. But favorite video?
Yeah, after I said favorite video, what I meant when I came up with that idea was favorite video you had a part in or you created. But because favorite video that came out this year is very, 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 very broad.
Yeah, it is very broad, but I think I can narrow it down to like favorite new content creator.
Yeah, you could say like a new content creator you got into in 2020.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Ow. Sorry, Mike.
Oh, Mike's there?
Yeah, I kicked him by accident.
Shame on you.
I guess that I've found this year, he's not, my favorite, of course, but like what I've just, strictly on the rules of this year, I found out about XQC, and he's been somewhat entertaining. His VODs on YouTube,
Yeah.
I look through those from time to time. I think he kind of deserves the popularity that he has, because he just really does have like a unique personality and sense of humor and frantic energy I think
I love his really personality.
Yeah, he has like the perfect personality for Twitch. Like I've tried to get into other Twitch streamers' VODs on YouTube, and they just don't hit the same. Like they feel inauthentic in a way, because it feels like there's a persona in the way.
Yeah.
Which I think everyone has that syndrome, especially like when you first start out. You kind of you have a on-camera persona a little bit until you get more comfortable. But I feel like for a lot of people it does feel like a sort of a character, if you will, that they put on. But XQC, that's just the guy, and he he makes a lot of mistakes, and it's just funny sometimes to see the train wreck that happens, and it's funny to see like the stupid mistakes that he says, or like the grammar errors and stuff like that, and like people clowning him in a chat, and he takes it like a champ. He's just fun to watch. What can I say? There's like there's not much you could. There's like you can't really put an equation to it. It's just is it entertaining or not? I guess it could just be as simple as that. I'm just trying to be overly critique here, but that's really that all comes to mind in my head is XQC. And I've been delving into Twitch, watching more Twitch, and that's been fun as well, like the whole venture into Twitch. But with that being said, now the main event, AMASH 77. What's your favorite film?
I wish you phrased that daggone differently.
Space Jam? Alright, let's move on.
No, because there is a movie that I told Darius about that's called The Main Event, and it is the worst movie I saw this year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So thank you for reminding me of that flipping movie. Didn't know.
Now it's time for the special attraction.
Well, before we get into that, let's go into a quick ad break, and we'll be right back with the ultimate opinion,
attraction,
the main attraction. Hey there, are you enjoying the show so far? Epic! Why not smash that subscribe button so hard that your thumb resembles the color of it? Why stop there? If you want to become a super fan, don't hesitate to go down to our description box and click the support link. There, you can epically pledge $1, $5, or $10 monthly. Doing so will help us pump out content at a faster and more consistent rate. Welcome back, everybody, to the Mashy Awards of 2020. Darius and I have said our piece. We've gotten things off our chest. But ultimately, our opinions pale in comparison to what we have next.
They lack any form of criticism, any form of professionalism compared to the person that we're having on right now. Like, this guy, top tier.
He's pretty much Roger Ebert.
Yeah,
you know?
Basically.
God.
He's Roger Ebert reincarnated.
Jeez.
All right, G-Mesh.
So how am I supposed to do this? Am I supposed to list like? Because here's the thing. Out of this entire year, I've only seen about 7 movies that like came out this year, and only 3 of which I've actually liked.
We'll go into that. Darius and I only.
So am I like naming like all the 7 and talking a little about them, and then saying like which one was my favorite, or?
I mean, you can.
Yeah, I did that with music. So if you want to go into that, and then you,
I don't really
then
care.
you have the worst of. Don't you have the worst of as well?
Yeah, like I've already said before the little commercial break. The worst movie I saw this year was a movie called The Main Event, which is, I believe, was produced by WWE Studios, but it was like on Netflix. Mm-hmm. All across the board, it's awful. And I'm usually kind of lenient when it comes to like child actors, and I'm not trying to bully the kid or anything, but I mean, he was, for what the character was, he was fine. It was just a kid that got the abilities to be basically like Superman. And just the story, I did not like that movie at all.
Didn't he beat Keith Lee?
Yeah. They brought freaking Otis. This is going to be like WWE talk right now. So if they brought Otis. This is how bad the movie was. They brought Otis, and Noah, you don't know who this guy is. Basically, he's built. I don't even know how to describe him without being a little.
Like I'll be.
He's
for you.
He's a big boy.
Yeah. Redneck trucker.
Is he like
Santa
Butterbean
Claus.
in boxing?
Redneck trucker Santa Claus.
Yeah, that's basically about sums him up. He like his finish in WWE is actually a caterpillar kind of thing. In this movie, his finish is him farting in your face and blowing you away. That's how bad this movie is. Then like I said, this movie probably is made for kids. Maybe I'm not the right audience for it, more than likely, but God almighty, it was awful. Wonder Woman 1984 we just talked about, so I'm not going to spend that much about it. It was mediocre, but I think that Birds of Prey is far more preachy, far worse. The only thing I liked about Birds of Prey was Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. That's it. Everything else I could do without. I like Ewan McGregor as an actor, but I did not care for his black mask. I did not care for the Huntress. I did not care for Black Canary. I definitely didn't care about that daggum kid that could go away. Mulan. I don't even know where to begin on Mulan. You know what? I'm gonna end up doing now that I'm thinking about it, I'm probably gonna end up doing a freaking review on Mulan. So I'm just gonna say my opinions there. If you want my opinions on Mulan, subscribe to my channel, JMash97. The only 3 movies that I actually liked this year. One of them, it's not in terms of like writing, directing, acting, and all that, it's not a good movie, but I just love it because I love the TV show and Practical Jokers. It was basically...
Yeah, didn't you give that like a 3.5 stars on Letterboxd? I saw.
Yeah, it was something like that, yeah. In terms of like a well put together movie, it's probably not that high, but in terms of just entertainment, that's why I rated it that high.
Is it structured like Jackass, like a bunch of different pranks?
I mean, I've never seen Jackass, but
compiled together.
Oh. I mean, if you watch the show, do you watch the show Impractical Jokers, Noah?
I have.
Well, it's structured. They have those little, I wouldn't really call them pranks, but like challenges. They have those little challenges like in the movie, like in between the challenges. There's like this little story of them ruining Paula Abdul's concert, and Paula Abdul years later, like when they were in high school, I believe they ruined Paula Abdul's concert, and so she swore vengeance on the Jokers. Like all these years later, to present day, they're on a road trip to go down to, I believe, Miami, to a new Paula Abdul concert. And, you know, they're on the way down to Miami, they do these challenges. And that's how they kind of work those challenges in. And, like, whoever loses the challenge doesn't go to the concert because there's only 3 tickets. But like I said, it's in terms of well put together structured movie, not great. But in terms of entertainment, if you like the show Impractical Jokers, you'll like this movie. The Invisible Man. I mean, we spent, I don't know how many, like how long was that episode of The Invisible Man?
Probably a good hour.
Not too long.
Probably a good hour.
Just like an hour, give or take.
Yeah.
So we talked about that, so I'm not going to spend that much time with it. The best movie that I saw this year, Onward.
Anything like...
I just lost my train of thought.
Onward.
Anything that like was... Yeah, the Pixar.
Okay.
Anything like... Did they do anything new? I know they're like blue elf people, which is different.
And it's
I guess you could say.
It's like set in this mythical world with... There's like griffins and dragons and like this world, but the story of 2 brothers with a deceased father. Here's the thing. I remember the trailers because it's kind of like Weekend at Bernie's kind of thing, where it's like a road trip to get... Their father had died, so the brothers want to cast this spell to basically resurrect their father for like a day. And I'm trying to talk about it without really spoiling what happens in the end. It's one of those movies where I thought it was going one way, but what's the phrase?
It like subvert your expectations.
Yeah, it kind of did the opposite of what I was expecting it to happen. And I'll just leave it at that because I may recommend that one day on Scooge, and I don't want to spoil it if I do.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, Onward, best movie I saw all year. TV shows. Now, here's the thing, because, I'll say that for last. Okay, actually. And I forgot to look up if that was actually that correct season number. So one that's like a guilty pleasure for me, I didn't know what to expect, but once I started watching the first episode, I just watched the second episode, and by the end...
Wait, you said Onward was the best of 2020?
Yeah. Best movie.
Okay.
Best movie of 2020 that I saw. Emphasis on that.
Right. Like I said with Devil All the Time, I'm sure it would quickly go away if I saw other things, but just strictly on the rules I saw it.
Like I haven't seen Tenet. I really wanted to, but there's no theaters around me that are open for me to go see Tenet. And there are some other movies like that I wanted to go see, but I just didn't or couldn't. Hang on, let me see if I got this right. Because I want to say... Yeah, it is. Okay. Well, I mean, if you know me, Walking Dead Season 10 is... I liked. Ever since Angela Kang took over in Season 9, when Season 9 started, this show was resurrected for me. Scott Gimple took over the show in Season 4, his first season. I love Season 4. I love Season 5, 6, 7. I could have done... Like, I bared with it because I knew that All Out War was coming. Season 8, it was fine up until them killing Carl. Them killing Carl was the biggest mistake the show ever made.
Spoilers.
That was like 3 years ago. But yeah, ever since from the death of Carl to Scott Gimple leaving the show as showrunner, he's still involved in the show, but he's not. He's somewhere else. Since from the death of Carl to Angela Kang taking over as showrunner, show was pretty much dead for me. Angela Kang took over. She revived it in Season 9. Season 10 is so far, because it's on a little bit of a break because of the COVID stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. We're not supposed to say COVID on YouTube, or we get demonetized.
I don't think they care about that anymore.
Oh, do they? Why? Yeah, why did they start? By the way, like what's?
I think they just. I think like when it initially broke out, they didn't want people to spread misinformation. But I think now that the general public has a better understanding of it and like a better consensus of it, if something were
and all that.
Yeah, if someone were to come out with something, it would probably quickly be disregarded because the general public is a lot more knowledgeable of COVID. But I think like initially they didn't want, because this was such a new virus to us and we didn't know how to react to it. They just didn't want people to spread misinformation, essentially. But yeah, like now I don't think they really care, or they're a lot more lenient if you do. So
gotcha. But yeah, Walking Dead Season 10. Then again, Season 10 isn't really over because of the break it's currently in. So going over to the next one, which is kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. I don't know when or if Season 2 is ever going to happen, but it's a Netflix original, I believe, and it's one of those guilty pleasures that once you watch the first episode, just because you're bored, you ended up watching the second, then the third, then the fourth, and the fifth, and the next thing you know, you're watching the finale, The Circle, which is kind of like, it's one of those reality game show types, like a Big Brother or Survivor, or those kind of game shows. But I mean, it was just a guilty pleasure. The Haunting of Bly Manor. Oh man, it wasn't as good as Hill House, but I still enjoyed it. It wasn't as good as what I was expecting, but it was okay. It was decent. And these two, I don't know how. I'm curious to see how you two react. AEW and NXT.
NXT top tier.
Screw Raw and SmackDown. Those NXT two brands are where it's at. See, here's the thing. NXT, it's not as good as it was on the network. Ever since it moved to the USA because of AEW, it's not been the same. It's still fine, but I don't know. It feels different for me, at least.
Yeah,
maybe that's just me.
I'd slightly agree. It might mainly be because of the extra hour.
Yeah, and the fact that
I'd slightly agree.
The fans. Yeah. That's probably my main thing with wrestling this year is the issue with the fans not being in the arena since March?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
February, March, whenever they started that. Yeah, ever since then, wrestling it's been pretty bad.
I'd say out of all the companies, AEW and NXT definitely has had I guess the best strategy of how to deal with the no crowd situations.
Yeah, AEW still allows fans in the arena, but it's not as packed.
Yeah, same for NXT. I forget if they allow people in or if it's
I want to say it's still wrestlers. Trainees. I could be wrong, but you can't really see them because of that daggone gate they have around the barricades. This one, I believe, was confirmed for 2020, but got pushed back due to one being picked up by Netflix and due to the COVID. Cobra Kai season 3. I don't know if this was originally supposed to be 2020 or if it was always supposed to be 2021. I don't know. Because I know the season 1 was 2018, season 2 was 2019. So, I mean, it just makes sense that season 3 was supposed to be 2020. So, because of that, it didn't technically come out in 2020. I'm not going to say it's the best of 2020, but Cobra Kai season 3, I loved it. I can do a whole podcast by myself on Cobra Kai season 3. Cobra Kai as a whole, I can do a whole podcast about. But I mean, best TV show of 2020 for me was Mandalorian season 2. That we've already talked about that, so I'm not going to spend that much about it. Video games. Oh boy. See, out of all the video games, I have 6 on my list right now. Of all the video games, only 3 of them were actually released in, let me rephrase that, were a new release in 2020. 2 of them were, one of them was remastered, or re-released, for a new console. One was a collection of 6 games for a new console, and one of them was actually released in 2018 but became popular in 2020 that Darries did a video about, Among Us.
Oh. I didn't know you played Among Us.
Yeah, I played Among Us.
We should have invited you to some of our groups then. We didn't know you played Among Us.
Yeah.
Sheesh. I've just always been a fan of like those murder mystery kind of things, trying to figure out who did it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It does sound exactly calculated right up your alley. Like this was for J-Mesh.
Yeah, they made it for me, didn't you know?
They even have a green skin.
Sheesh. Well, Walking Dead Season 2, which was re-released for some console, I don't know. But I remember when that was re-released. Kingdom Hearts, the collection, re-released on Xbox. Love Kingdom Hearts, grew up with it. So I was going to just skim through those 3 because they technically didn't really come out in 2020, technically. If you want to get that, the 3 games that actually did come out this year. Oh boy, even now I don't know which one I want to say is the best. One that I know I probably want is probably the one that I was looking forward to the most, Marvel's Avengers. I didn't hate the game, but I didn't love it either. It was okay. The story was good. The fighting, it got repetitive so quickly. Very quickly it got repetitive. That's the main criticism I have of that game. But I mean, it was an okay game. It just, for a game with that much money, a AAA game with that many good characters, and the trailers looked so promising. And the demo looked promising. I don't know. I don't know what went wrong. The other 2, I think I'm gonna go with the best. Alright, I'll probably go with that one being the best. The next one, Call of Duty Cold War. I know a lot of people criticize the Call of Duty as being repetitive kind of stuff. They're shooter games. Every kind of shooter game mostly is repetitive. The Halos, then again, I haven't played them in I don't know how long, but I was probably a little too young to play the Halo games, to be honest with you. But I mean, it's a shooter game that's, you just go in, you shoot your enemies. That's it. I mean, the Cold War, it's a lot different than what I was expecting, because it had a lot more player decisions you could make. Now, whether those decisions actually kind of mattered, that's up for debate. I don't know. I haven't.
Did Warzone come out this year? Was that a 2019 thing? I played that one quite a bit as well.
It didn't come out this year, I know.
Well, I know Modern Warfare came out in 2019, but I don't like the
technically it's 2021.
Single. Well, yeah, they're constantly updating it.
So
but I mean,
it never came out this year. Nothing. I don't think anything's come out this year. If you want to be technical, I know what you meant. 2020. I don't
like a standalone thing. Well, I did. I played that a fair bit. I forgot to mention that alongside Rocket League and the various others. I like Warzone a lot.
I think
my favorite battle royale.
2020.
It's the best, in my opinion. It's the best battle royale by far. The only problem I have with Warzone is how big of a game it is, storage wise. Yeah. Like, I don't see any reason why it has to be 100.
March of 2020.
I don't see any reason why it has to be 150 gigabytes.
170.
It doesn't seem like it. Or 107, whatever it's up to now. I uninstalled it since then. It's just got too much. Like, no one in the right mind, unless you have like 2-3 terabyte SSDs. You want it on an SSD drive. You can't have it on a hard drive, but SSD is optimal. I don't know. Just me personally, I don't see why a game has to be that big. I don't see how it's that big. I mean, yeah, it looks pretty graphically impressive, but there's not like many assets, and the map isn't massively big. I don't know if they've added new maps or improved upon the one they do have. But my time with it.
Go ahead.
my time with it, I've enjoyed a lot, and it kind of brought back the fun I've had playing Call of Duty since the original Black Ops. It's been really fun. I think they've really hit something special. If they can like make it even if it was like 70, 80 gigs, I think I'd be okay with it, and I'd happily own it. But the current state that it's at now, I don't see any reason. Like if I were to download this game, this would have to be the only game I played, and I don't want it to be like that, because I get burnt out pretty easily on games. So I need variety. But yeah, I totally forgot about Warzone.
Yeah, it came out in 2020, March of 2020, huh? But yeah, like the Avengers game, that game the Warzone got repetitive real quickly. And there's like no story to.
It was a fun gameplay loop though.
Yeah, that's my main criticism. Like I'm all about story. That's my main thing, really.
I mean, it doesn't. There's a lot of factors, I guess. Like but if the gameplay is good, it could have no story. But I don't know. It's not a big deal for me in terms of story. I would like to have one to follow. It certainly keeps the game going at a good pace, because a gameplay loop can only hold your attention for so long, and you know. But I think like in terms of priority, I'd rather have a game that plays nicely than one that has like a spectacular story, because I could just go to other media for that. I don't need to have it in my game. But there is like a different dynamicy to it, that it's interactive in a way. But like the I forgot what company makes them, but those interactive ones, like what Telltale used to do, but they got bankrupt or whatever happened to them. But that other one with like Until Dawn and stuff like that, I'm not into that. That doesn't really feel interactive. It just feels like press a button, you get different storylines you could follow and stuff like that. I'd much rather that. Go ahead.
The Until Dawn, Man and Medan, Little Hope I just played recently. Oh, Little Hope. Oh man.
Yeah, that did come out this year.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Heard of it.
I don't know. Well, now that I think about Little Hope, I don't know if I want to put that as my best of 2020 though. That's the thing.
What's the worst of 2020? Did you ever say for TV shows?
TV shows?
Or did you have one?
No, I didn't have one for TV shows. The lowest. The TV shows that I listed, the lowest. I mean, because it didn't have no fans. I mean, it's not their fault, but I mean, AEW and NXT, I probably put NXT below AEW.
So that was the worst TV you've seen this year?
Yeah, but I don't want to say worst, because the wrestling and all that kind of stuff, it was it was good, but.
Well, I mean, worst doesn't make it objectively bad, but just the bottom of the bottom.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. God, I hate saying video games, the worst. I'd probably. I hate to say it, but I mean Avengers.
What about Cyberpunk?
Oh, I freaking okay, yeah, Cyberpunk. I forgot about Cyberpunk. Yeah, I forgot all about Cyberpunk. Yeah,
I think that's everybody's worst game of 2020.
God, yeah. Thanks for reminding me of that crap. Here's the thing. I played a little bit of Cyberpunk. It was just buggy as all hell, and I've heard they supposedly fixed it. I haven't gotten the update. I'm hoping they do. If they do, I'll jump right back into it, and maybe I'll have a different opinion. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah, after like playing it for like an hour, I just got tired. And
what do you play it on?
What do you mean? Like system?
What Yeah,
Xbox.
One? Xbox One?
Yeah, Xbox One.
I doubt they'll ever make it playable.
Yeah, I know it's supposed to be.
I think they made it slightly.
I'd I'd get my refund. I wouldn't wait on it.
Well, that's too late now.
How so?
Didn't they say the refund only works until like a week after them announcing it?
I don't know the rules. I just know, like, at least in Sony's case, if you're not happy with the product, I don't know if there's like a specific playtime.
I know Microsoft doesn't do that.
Yeah, I mean it's just crazy in itself that Sony took the whole.
I'll look into it, but yeah.
Is this crazy? Because I mean,
and plus,
I doubt they'll ever make it playable on the.
And plus, I'm eventually probably going
consoles.
to get the Xbox One X, and I've heard that it plays better on that. And I'm assuming
One X or Series X.
The Series X, yeah, Series X. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. No, you're good. Yeah, it is supposedly performs better, but still.
I'm assuming that it is backwards compatible. It better be backwards compatible, I should say.
Yeah, I heard
it is. Yeah, Series X can even play like original Xbox games. Some of them.
Yeah, so can the Xbox One.
Yeah, from what I've heard, they're still going to be releasing games for the Xbox One as well for like 2 years up until the Series X is thing.
They always do that.
Yeah, I think for a shorter time though.
I mean,
but yeah, I probably put Cyberpunk as the worst of 2020 as far as video games goes. I'm trying to think if I really want to. Okay, I'll say it this way. The game that I'm choosing for best is probably the one I've spent the most time with because it's so freaking addicting. It's ridiculous. Animal Crossing: New Horizons.
Okay.
Looking at the game, you don't think it's going to be addictive, but once you get into it,
well, yeah, I know. I'm familiar with Animal Crossing because I played it on like on my GameCube. I know the appeal, but I don't know. I don't think I would find myself playing it today. Depends on the price tag. I mean, if the price tag's okay, I might get it for the Switch, but I mean that's all that it's on, but.
I like it in terms of like. I don't know if I want
the thing that turns me off from Animal Crossing, at least this one, the New Horizon or whatever it's called, is the wait times, like real time waiting on things to happen. I don't really like games where I have to come back to it. I like things to progress.
You can just change the date in your system.
I'm not going through that.
See, I kind of like that because it just feels more realistic at a time. I know where you're coming from.
Yeah,
I'm trying to.
It's just it's kind of like Clash of Clans or whatever. You would wait, or like any mobile game, really, you would wait on something.
You know, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change my mind. Animal Crossing #2, my #1. Little Hope. I've changed my mind.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So I'm not going to be doing a favorite album because I'm not like Noah and Darries. I don't really follow today's music.
You can just say Poppy as well.
Yeah, I'll say Poppy, even though I don't listen to her.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, wait, no. Joseph saved the Christmas EP.
Hey, Poppy has had a lot of songs on NXT takeovers. Just saying.
I know.
Just saying.
That's the only songs I've heard of her.
Exactly. Let's go.
I'm not going to say anything else about that.
Just by happenstance, Poppy is his favorite.
Yeah.
Because of the show. So now on to favorite video that you put out 2020 or been a part of, and maybe new content creator that you may have found this year.
Hang on, let me pull up my channel. I mean, like the running joke on this channel is I haven't really put up anything, and I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've only put up 9 videos this year, and that sounds freaking awful when I say it out loud. But I mean, I've been busy, and I'll kind of segue into my best of the year, my best moment of the year. Because the reason why I haven't been I don't think I think I've alluded to this, but I haven't really gone into detail. The reason I haven't put up much this year was because I've been working mostly. At times I was dealing with personal stuff, but the majority of the time I was working, trying to get my money up. And the reason for that is I'm wanting to move out soon. But because of this, I have enough money now, thank God, to move out. But because of the COVID stuff, it's a little complicated finding a daggone place. So I'm this daggone stuff
especially
out.
Where you're at.
Yeah,
especially where you're at. It's doable in other places, but I understand the circumstances that you're at.
I'm hoping that this mess clears up. So
yeah, I hope for you too that COVID eventually not blows over, but gets to the point where we're not
I'm looking at finally moving out this year.
Mass hysteria. Yeah,
I'm finally looking at it moving out this year, so that'll be a good day. But yeah, my best video I put out this year.
Scooge HQ? Question mark?
Easy. Tom and Jerry trailer reaction. I mean, come on, you kidding me?
That one brought me out of retirement.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, all the videos I made this year, probably either the 3 of us reacting to the DC trailers, or the Justice League review.
Even though you didn't put out a lot this year, I will say I think I have enjoyed every video you did put out, though.
Yeah, I enjoyed the Justice League review. I'd say that one.
The 5 videos, the Justice League review, the unpopular opinion, the most overrated movie of all time, the Baby Driver, the Snyder Cut video, and the Scooge reaction. Those 5, I think, I'm most proud of.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I can remember about the Snyder Cut. I know the thumbnail. That's probably my best thumbnail I've done.
I can't believe the Snyder Cut video was 6 months ago. That seemed like just like the other week. Well, not that short, of course. I'm exaggerating here, but it doesn't seem like half a year ago. That's what I'm getting at. That's insane. The Scooge reaction was 4 months ago. That's crazy, man. All the time. It's like for 2020, the first half was a snail's pace, and then the last 4 months were zoomed by faster 100%. Than you can say. Mashy. I don't know.
Mashy. You get a Mashy. You get a Mashy.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say in the Mashy goes to dadgummit.
Yeah.
I mean the
this video's ruined. Do you guys just want to scrap it and restart for the
jeez
the Mashy Awards?
After about an hour and 18 minutes.
We've been going that long? Jeez.
Yeah. I mean the content but yeah, that's probably the video I'm most proud of. The content creator. Is it that I was introduced to, or that started in 2020?
No. That you were introduced to.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can't think of really anybody started in 2020.
Probably the one that I watched the most. I believe the first video I saw of theirs was in 2020. I believe BuzzFeed Unsolved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is that channel I showed you, Noah.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I mean, I'll probably show Darius after this. But I mean, I've watched pretty much every single one of those unsolved mystery videos Ryan and Shane put out. And even the ones before Shane joined, I watched, like the Tupac, the Big E. Just all of them I've pretty much enjoyed. Especially their like supernatural stuff when they get into the horror stuff. They're dynamic. Ryan being the little shy, timid, and Shane being just trolling the demons. Love it.
I'm disappointed you had no mention of Scooge in either categories. So
y'all didn't talk about Scooge?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I didn't talk about Scooge.
Yeah.
I mean,
you guys have not proven your loyalty.
I've already said this. I mean, I didn't really have anything to do with the Scooge editing.
That you're part of, though. You're part of it. And
I mean, I've already said probably my favorite was episode 4 that I can remember.
Okay. You win today. But I'll be back for you to test your loyalty to the show.
Sheesh.
Darius, I'm a little questionable about your motivations.
Yeah, bro, I'm just in it for the money, mate.
Yeah, okay, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm in it for the like notoriety, the clout, mate. I'm a clout chaser over here. I'm a slug for the fame.
So I guess the conclusion, Joseph and I can agree that The Mandalorian Season 2 was the best TV. Or no, you had something different, didn't you?
No, he said The Mandalorian as well.
Mandalorian, okay. Season 2, best movie, the Mashy Awards.
I mean, if I'm allowed to say best of 2020 is Cobra Kai Season 3, I'll say that above Season 2 of Mandalorian.
Okay.
But yeah, since Cobra Kai technically didn't come out in 2020, that's the reason I went with Mandalorian.
I don't know. Our choices were all over the place. We can't really like collab or pinpoint a movie, TV show, album, whatever.
Exactly.
But what I basically my stance is Cobra Kai Season 3 is better than Mandalorian Season 2. But since Cobra Kai technically didn't come out in 2020, I can't really take that as the best of 2020. So that delegates Mandalorian Season. I just wanted to talk about Cobra Kai Season 3. That's why I even said it.
Gotcha. I think like the best overall of everything 2020 award goes to Dark Souls. Come on up, Dark Souls.
Fake news.
Get your Mashy Award. Oh man, I didn't even talk about Sekiro.
So who?
But
did that come out in 2020?
No, but it's a game I played in 2020, and yeah. I don't know if I want to save my opinions for a video or something else, but I get a little into it. I think it's From Software's best offering to date.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And that's like my favorite game developer. So if I'm saying this is the best, it's the best of the best because they're my favorite game developer, and it's not Blue in my opinion. Nah, they're just. They're just clout chasers. They're just clout chasers. Nah, they're just clout chasers, man. They take they just take the game and make it look prettier. No, I think they did a good job with the Demon Souls remake.
Yeah, I was just joking around.
If I did play that, I'd probably say that's my best of 2020. Like relevancy to the year 2020. But yeah. That wraps it up, I guess. This was the 2020's Mashy Awards special. We'll try to keep this an annual thing. Any closing thoughts, guys?
You get a Mashy.
Anything
I
else?
Get a Mashy. We all get a Mashy.
Check under your seats. You got a Mashy. Check under your seats. You get a Mashy.